We've arrived in Tokyo. We're at Narita Airport. We've just got here and been through customs. So today in this video I'm going to show you the things you need to do when you first arrive in Tokyo, the things you need to pick up, the things you need to look for, and how to get to your hotel. This is actually back at the start of my last trip. I thought I'd show you what it's like arriving in Japan. I always write myself a list of things to do when I arrive because I don't trust myself to remember after a long haul flight. If you want to see all the things we did on this trip, the videos are on my channel, and there's new Japan videos every Thursday if you want to subscribe. We've arrived, and this is how bad I look after a long haul flight. We just went through customs, there wasn't a long queue or anything. We picked up our bags, everything was fine. They had some dogs going around, checking for drugs and explosives and things, I guess. And it's lovely and sunny in Tokyo, so we're going to pick up some things and get into the city. There's two airports in Tokyo, Haneda and Narita. Today we're at Narita, which is the one that's a bit further away from the city. Haneda is a lot more convenient. So the first thing we need to do is pick up our pocket Wi-Fi, which is a little device so you can use the internet out and about when you're in Japan. It's really useful. I ordered mine from japanrailpass.co.uk. There are other places where you can get them a bit cheaper, but I've always used them and they've always been reliable and really good, so I decided to stick with them. You can get it delivered to your hotel, but I decided to pick it up from the airport, and the reason is then you can use it when you're on the train and you can use it to help you find your hotel and look on Google Maps. When you order it, they send you an email telling you where to pick it up. So here at Narita we've got to go to the post office on the 4th floor. We found the post office. Here it is behind me. I just asked at the information desk and the woman there spoke English and showed us where to go. So I picked up my pocket Wi-Fi now. I'd actually printed out the wrong email. She wanted the one with the tracking number from when they sent it, not my order number. But I gave her my passport and she managed to find it okay. So here's the pocket Wi-Fi. It's in this pouch here that will contain the device and the charger.
Yeah, so
it's just about the size of a phone.
Yeah.
And we got a charger in there as well. Yeah. And this is an envelope to send it back before we go home. You just pop it in a post box. Another thing you might need to pick up at the airport is your JR pass, your Japan Rail Pass. If you're going to be travelling around the country on the train, you need to order it before you come to Japan because it's only for foreigners. They post you a voucher which you take along to the service centre or the ticket office and swap it for your actual pass. I'm not going to be swapping mine just yet because I'm not starting mine at the start of my trip. You can save a bit of money if you get the shorter pass and only use it for the days you actually need it rather than getting a pass for your whole trip. So that's what I'm going to do. But if you need yours straight away, you can get it at the airport. And when they send you the voucher, they send you a list of all the places you can exchange the voucher. It's at the airport and at major JR train stations. If you want to, you can pick up your JR pass and not activate it till a later date. You can tell them which day you want it to start. I just didn't want to pick mine up until I needed it because I might lose it. So what we're doing next is getting our tickets for the train to get into Tokyo. From Narita Airport, the quickest way is the Narita Express, which is also called the NEX. There are cheaper trains you can get. We're going to get the NEX because it's just for the airport, so we're not going to be battling against other people, just regular train users, when we've got our suitcases with us. But there are cheaper options if you prefer. And you can see all the signs you need are in English as well as Japanese. This is where you get tickets for the NEX, the Narita Express. It's the travel service centre. It's right opposite the ticket barriers where you go on the trains. Look for the sign in red. And you can also exchange your vouchers to get your JR pass here as well. Now I think the JR pass also covers the Narita Express, so if you're starting your pass straight away, you can use that to get the train into Tokyo. You can also get a Suica card here. That's a pass for all the trains in Tokyo, so the Tokyo Metro and overground trains, and I think that's the easiest way to pay for your train. You just swipe in and swipe out of the ticket barriers and you don't have to worry about it. I'm not picking up mine here because I've got one already, and if you've got one from a previous trip, it will still work when you come back. There's now also a version of the Suica card designed for foreigners. It's called the Welcome Suica. It's the same as a regular one, but you don't have to pay a deposit to get it, and it expires after 28 days. It also doesn't have the cute penguin on it. So maybe the version from Pasmo is better because it has Sanrio characters on it. It's the same as the Welcome Suica, it's for foreigners, it lasts 28 days, but you do have to pay a 500 yen issuing fee. But it's probably worth it for the cute card. There's more about tickets and all this in my Getting Around Tokyo video. You can find it in my Japanning playlist. As I'm only getting tickets for the Narita Express, she told me to go to the ticket office opposite. She said it's a lot quicker. It's also got a red sign. I think it's because they're sorting out people's Japan rail passes and things in there, so it takes quite a long time to get through the queue. As it turned out, there was a queue there too, so in the end I got my tickets from the ticket machine. There's a button to change the language to English. So these are all options, just use whichever you prefer. Our reservation's for car 2C, and it tells you where to stand. Okay, my camera decided not to focus, but you get the idea. The signs tell you where to stand on the platform. So this is locked to keep your baggage safe. We haven't seen these in many trains actually.
I think it's only on the Narita Express. Might be on some Shinkansen, but I've never seen it.
Yeah, I think I saw they have CCTV in this section as well.
Cool. So we do that. You set your code.
Secret.
Lock it. That's it.
All safe.
Secure.
Where should we sit? Oh, we don't get a choice. And there's space up here for your hand luggage. The displays on the train are really good. They show you where you are and your progress along the route. It was 3,020 yen each. If you're getting a return trip, that's 4,000 yen, so that's a much better deal. But we'll be flying back from Haneda, so we don't need the return.
この列車は成田エクスプレス14号です。1号車から6号車は横浜行き。
Cars 6 and 12 are for passengers with green car reservations. Restrooms are available in cars 1, 6.
So the Narita Express isn't the cheapest way to get into Tokyo, but it is a very comfortable way. And if you have a JR pass, it's included in that. The reason I take it is because it's comfortable, I like it, and it's got space for your suitcases, and because it's just for the airport, it doesn't have all everyday commuters and everyone else on it, so you're not battling everyone else with the suitcases. Narita's actually a beautiful and historic place. There are free guided tours with the Narita Airport Transit and Stay programme. You can visit temples, old streets, or go cycling through rice fields. All the details are on naritatransitprogram.jp. Watching this back now brings back the feeling after a long haul flight of not having slept properly, but also being excited to be somewhere else and seeing all the everyday places the train passes through. Industrial areas and houses where everything looks different and you're not used to it yet. My Suica pass holder. Look out for these cool hanging monorail trains as you go through Chiba Station. You can also see the sky tree along the way, and from this distance I think you really get a sense of how tall it is.
May I have your attention, please? The baggage space will be crowded just before we arrive. Please pick up your baggage and get ready to get off before the train arrives at your stop.
各位旅客请注意，为了避免列车到站时的拥堵。
We've got off the Narita Express at Tokyo Station, and as you can see it's pretty busy, lots of people walking everywhere, so it's best to check where you're going beforehand so you've got an idea of which line to look for. And it can be a bit crazy going around with all your suitcases when it's so busy and there's so many people and there's all the escalators and stairs and things. So just take your time, look for the signs and keep calm. If you take a wrong turning you can always go back again. You need to look for these yellow signs to see which exit you need. Some of the stations have a lot of different exits, And I've checked, we need the Karasumori gate for our hotel. We've just taken the Yamanote line from Tokyo Station to Shimbashi Station, which is the station for our hotel. I'm not quite sure what's going to happen when we get to the ticket gate, because when we got off the Narita Express, we just went straight onto the Yamanote line and we didn't go through a ticket gate. So that means we haven't scanned our Suica cards like we should have. And our ticket for the next doesn't cover us for this trip between Tokyo and Shimbashi. So we'll see what happens. As I suspected, our ticket for the next didn't let us through the ticket barriers, so I just went to the woman at the side. I gave her the ticket and she got a calculator out and typed in 340 for 340 yen for the fare for the extra trip on the Yamanote line. I didn't even need to say anything in English or Japanese. She knew what to do and it was all fine. We just come out the station and we're not quite sure which way it is to our hotel. It's better if you can work this out beforehand so you know which way you're going. And if you can, look up your hotel on Google Street View so you know what you're looking for and you know when you've spotted it. We're just having a look on Google Maps to see which way it is. Have you found it, Phil?
Yeah. We can go the main route we can go. I'm very tired. We can go down a main-ish road or we can go through some back streets.
Our hotel check-in time's at 3 o'clock, but right now it's about 12:30 and they wouldn't let us check in early. They never do, but they did keep our suitcases for us so we can come back later. It's actually really nice to not be walking around with the suitcases now. So we've just grabbed some drinks and something to eat for some energy. We're feeling a bit low on it at the moment. Phil's got a beef onigiri.
First time I ever had a beef one. I normally had either plain or fish ones. I figured beef might be quite nice.
Yeah, give it a try.
Yeah, see what happens.
And I've got my favourite cheap drink from the 7-Eleven, Yuzu Lemon. It's actually really nice and it's only 93 yen.
That's actually pretty nice.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be just chunks of beef. But it's got, I don't know what sauce that is. It's not soy sauce, it's a bit sweeter, like...
teriyaki?
Yes. Yeah, I think it might be.
So that's your first hour in Japan, or a couple of hours really, because the next load of pigeons
everywhere.
The next takes an hour to get into Tokyo. So your first couple of hours in Japan, we picked up the Wi-Fi. You could pick up your JR pass if you need to, and we got the tickets for the next. Got into Tokyo. We found our hotel and we acquired food. So next we're probably going to go over to Yanesen and have a look round before we can check into our hotel and try and stay awake to a reasonable time to acclimatise to the time change.
You've got to be a bit careful about jet lag, right? Because we've arrived here at all times of day, like really early morning and quite late at night. And we always think, oh, we're going to land early in the morning and get loads of stuff done. But it's really difficult because you're so tired.
Before we've always landed later in the day, so we've just got something to eat and then gone to sleep really. And it seemed like a good idea to have a whole day for our first day, but we do feel pretty tired at the moment. But I want to make the most of it anyway.
Yeah, so your first hour or first day, don't decide you're going to run off and do something really big on your first day because you're probably not going to enjoy it that much.
Yeah, plan something chilled.
Yeah, so we're getting off to do something that's a bit more relaxed. Probably have an early lunch, early dinner. Get an early night and then be up and ready to go tomorrow, and that should offset all the jet lag as well.
Yeah, that'll be us done by then, I should think. If you want to see what we did next before falling asleep, it's in my What's in Yanesen video. The link's in the description. And I'll be back with more videos about Japan next week. I'll see you on Thursday.